Welcome to episode 16 of Lost Signals. My name is Daryl. I'm joined with JD like every other time. God, I said that once before. It makes me sound repetitive. No,
So
you're
what?
not listening to an old episode. It's a new one.
Yes.
We haven't done one for 2 weeks again.
Just can't get rid of me. I've been just waiting in the
I
wings
know
the entire
it's
time.
it's weird. He's looking at my window at night and shit. It's fucking weird.
Well, I got to make sure that no one else is touching my stuff. So.
Wow. That came out of nowhere. Yeah. So
How you
how I'm living. It's hot and smoky here. Like
Yeah.
disgustingly. It was actually less warm today than it had been, but it's smoky as hell out. It's like kind of Mad Max-ish outside. Like tons of forest fires again.
Yeah. No, it's been like that here in Prince George as well. In fact, yesterday was like a reprieve. I woke up in the morning and looked out the window and went, forgot the sky could be that color, blue.
Yeah.
And like raining ash. Like this is something that we've kind of gotten used to over the past couple of years. Like last year was a reprieve, and it speaks to the amount of idiots that live in this world where no one was allowed to go outside, no one was allowed to go camping, and the forest fires were almost nothing last year. And then all of a sudden this year is like, oh look, there's the province is on fire again. So
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing here. There's been a ton of forest fires like north of me, like 2 hours north, and it's not good. It's not raining ash here yet, but yeah, it's still not good. But
the worst it's ever been. It was I want to say about 5 years ago. The absolute worst it's ever been. Like the air quality advisory, whatever meter, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like on a good day in Prince George, because we live in a bowl, we're surrounded by mountains, and there's a pulp mill just within that range. On a good day, like the air quality advisory is usually around like a measurement of like 1 to 5. During the forest fires, it was bad, and it was getting up to like 20, 21, and that's when like the officials were saying, like, if you have any sort of respiratory issues whatsoever, do not go outside. Close your doors, use your AC unit, any sort of filtration system whatsoever. The worst it's ever been was one of those nights I went over to a buddy's place. We had a couple of drinks, came outside, and there was clumps of black ash on my windshield. And the washer fluid or whatever it was just making it worse.
just
It's just
smeared
making this
around,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I come home finally and like I wonder what it says, and like the air quality advisory measurement was like 113.
oh man,
like
Yeah.
air completely toxic.
yeah,
It was
it's like,
bad.
stay the fuck inside. Yeah. I don't think
So-
it's that bad here yet, but like we're getting the warnings on your phone. It's like, yeah, maybe don't go outside, but we're not getting the clumps of ashes yet. But it's also I've been talking to a lot of farmers. Like I live in a small farming community.
Yeah.
It's the worst drought since 1988. So that's not good. Like
No.
crops out here are like they're burning. Like not physically burning yet, but like just
drying
cooked.
up.
Just cooked. Like there's nothing left. Like it's not good, but need some rain, but it's too late. It's too late. Any rain now would just it would help like for ground moisture, but it's not going to help any plants growing. So like my garden's toast. I didn't get anything out of it. Like I planted potatoes and peppers, and because that's what I eat, just potatoes and peppers. But yeah, I didn't get anything. So a little choked about that. Maybe next year. I don't know.
No, it's funny because like this year was like I got a couple of planter boxes out on my balcony. It's like man, maybe I should use those this year, and then everything started happening. Like, fuck no.
Yeah, it just I like my sister started me like 30 habanero plants, and a lot of them got like I wanted to put them outside, just they all just burnt up, and I was watering them too, but whatever. I mean, I have pepper plants inside that are doing fine, but I mean that's climate controlled, and I'm actually paying attention and watering them, but
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not a good spring, summer, fall season right now. We need about like 13 feet of snow this winter. Not that I want it, but you know.
I mean, it's one of those things like, okay, I'll take the fucking balance. Like, it's gonna have to even out somewhere at some point in time.
Yeah, we're gonna need some shitty weather, in a sense, to make everything better, right? Like,
yes,
like exactly, like 13 feet of snow. I was fuck with that. So bad. Funny, but so bad. so bad. How's your week been? 2 weeks, I guess, it's since we've actually sat down and had a chat.
Well, it's been busy, not unlike yourself, right? It's been eventful, as in like plenty of work to do.
Yeah.
Learning a new editing program. Well, new to me editing program. And it's an industry standard, so it's like I feel as though it's like I'm finally starting to catch up with my career of choice,
right,
by getting to learn this very robust editing program, which is Adobe Premiere Pro. So a lot of my spare time has just been taking online courses and going through the instruction manual, and there's a lot of things that I like, skills and tricks and techniques that I'm taking from the old editing program that I used to use to this. So that's been helpful. It's not like I'm a babe in the woods with this scenario.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just kind of a few times I have to walk away from my workstation like, okay, just fucking calm down.
Take a break. Take
Exactly.
5. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's been that. Work wise, I mean, things have been fine. It's been moderately entertaining at the radio station, so I work at an office where there are 2 radio stations. I work for both, and there's a TV station which I'm affiliated with. I don't work for them, but I am connected. And so this is a company and a location where it's a great starting point for people who want to get into the broadcast industry, be it in television, radio, news, whatever. So every once in a while, we'll get some new staffers, and some of them will come in, and they're a little high on themselves.
Yeah.
One of them, who shall go nameless at this point in time, is from a small town in the United States and has come up to Prince George and is in the newsroom. He's a reporter, which, all the credit to him, all the power to him whatsoever. Great guy, and is certainly picking up the skills and the knowledge to become a good reporter.
Yep.
But he's a bit of a douchebag.
Yeah.
He apparently, and I know this because one of the women, and I'm kind of giving away some of the story here. One of the women approached me and told me this story. He apparently tried to set up hey, let's go out for drinks and dinner with a few of the staffers, and he invited 2 other male employees and 2 female employees. None of them connected to each other, like romantically at all, right?
Yeah.
But here's the catch: is that one of the 2 female employees that this first guy invited was standing right next to one of the male employees that the first guy invited, only for that one male employee to go, "I never got that invite." So putting 2 and 2 together, the initial male employee tried to set up a 3-way date to say that, the other 2 guys must have bailed.
Oh, wow.
Kind of scummy.
That's fucking super scummy. It's funny, but Jesus Christ, that's a good way to get your ass kicked.
Oh, especially if you get caught. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I mean, I'll just, let alone just making a bad name for yourself in your office. I mean, you're going to be like labeled like and ostracized, which he probably should be. But
yeah. Again, like he has the skills. Like I've seen some of his work, and he has the skills to be a good reporter. He needs to fucking calm the hell down.
Yeah.
Like you're not some hotshot American coming into a studio to show us our ways, and no one's gonna be dropping panties at your feet. You are a junior reporter in a small town, Canada, working around people who have already been here for a couple of years. Cool it, buddy.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
there's that.
Fucking, wow. It's just wow. Yeah.
I've never done shit like that ever.
No.
Like,
it's scummy.
I don't even have the fortitude to do something like that, nor the creativity to do something.
I wouldn't even consider doing something like that.
Yeah.
So now that you say that, it brings up a question. It's like, so are bars and that sort of thing open in BC now? I believe they are.
Yes.
Everything in BC is full capacity, right?
So from what I've seen, and like seating arrangements seem like they're back to normal. There's plenty of signs on businesses that say masks not mandatory but recommended.
Okay.
Now I will wear a mask wherever I go, just because it's my own comfort. It does help that I'm I kind of get the looks from other people who aren't wearing masks, and they're like, oh well, shit, fuck.
Yeah.
But things are okay. Yeah.
So everything is open here. We opened on the 11th, and it was like,
okay.
So apparently, what happened at a famously gay bar in Saskatoon? They closed at 10 o'clock as per the rules on Saturday night. That was they had to close at 10 o'clock.
Right.
That was last call was 10 o'clock. Okay. You had until 11 to get out. They closed at 11. They kicked everybody out, reopened at midnight with everything going. Dance floor, everything. It's all good now here. COVID's over. Didn't you know? Yeah. Like everything's...
It's not a flip of the fucking calendar.
Well... Some people think it is. I mean, so like full disclosure, like I'm not going to wear a mask anymore. That's my own choice. I'm tired of it. I did my part, whatever. I think we talked about this. I don't judge people that still wear a mask. I still judge people that are driving by themselves in a vehicle and wear a mask because those people are stupid.
Yeah. or when they have the mask underneath their chin and they're still in the vehicle by themselves, like, all right, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. Like just figure your shit out and just leave me alone. But no, like I've been to a couple bars and it's everything's open. No.
Okay, so like you're fully vaccinated. Yes. I'm fully vaccinated.
Yes.
When I go to the gym, which I still do go to the gym, I don't wear a mask.
So gyms actually just reopened here on the 11th. Sorry, not to cut you off.
Okay.
Full
no problem. Yeah. So when I go to the gym, the new mandates for British Columbia came out, and they said, okay, masks are no longer required. They are now recommended. Okay, cool. So went to the gym and did cardio without a mask on, but then did the workout with the mask on.
Yep.
And that lasted for about a week. And then, it was just less and less people were at the gym, and, I'm already fully vaccinated, so I didn't see an issue at all. So I find it wasn't just like making a point or anything like that. It was just I gotten so used to it that I almost felt embarrassed for taking the mask off. But after a week of it's no longer required, it's now recommended, and being at the gym, it's like, no, I don't, I feel comfortable now. I can now take my mask off and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, I don't. I'm not an avid shopper. I don't go to the mall. I haven't been to a bar in a long time. I have gone to a couple of restaurants, and I'll still wear a mask if I know I'm going to be around a moderately sized group of people. Yeah. Now at my radio station, it is still required for us to wear a mask when we are in common areas, but once I get into my office, of course, I'm taking my mask off. Yep. Once I'm in my live studio, I'm taking my mask off. When I'm driving charter bus, that is the rule that is enforced by the company that hired us. So all their employees and the shuttle bus driver still have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a couple of times already where passengers have been like, oh, I still have to wear a mask. It's not up to me. Quite frankly, I'm the one sitting at the front of the bus, full windshield, sun blazing in, by myself. Yeah. If I could take this off, I would. And I'd have no problems with the passengers not wearing a mask at all. They have vaccination stations on site.
Yeah.
right? So I'm not worried about that at all. But yeah, like I've already gotten a couple of complaints, and it's just like it's not up to me. Like I'm just following your company's rules. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
So
that is what it is. It's the same with my work right now. It's like when we go underground and stuff, if we're close to people, we still have to wear a mask and stuff. And if we're by anybody, we have to wear a mask. But for the most part, nobody really does anymore.
Yeah.
I just tell people, it's like, I'm just gonna stay away from you. Whatever.
I'm okay with the social distancing. You stand over there.
Yeah, just get the fuck away from me.
There's actually something I wanted to run past you, and I know that like this has to do with COVID, and of course this has to do with sweet potato Hitler, as Christopher Titus likes to call him.
Again.
But
more Trump.
Yes. But here's the thing, and this is something I've been thinking about. Now, the United States, they just had their CPAC, whatever, the conservative, pencil pushing American, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Canadian. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is basically the party and the supporters that were Republican.
Yeah.
Is that what Trump was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were cheering during one of these points. They were cheering about the fact that President Joe Biden, was unable to get 90% of the American population at least one shot of the vaccine.
Yeah.
Right? They were cheering this fact. And there's something that just, like, the math to me just doesn't add up. And follow me on this. So, former President dipshit Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Was anti-mask and anti-vaccination, even though he got COVID-19, he got treatment, and he has been vaccinated. Okay?
Yeah.
He is still to this day anti-mask, anti-vaccination.
But is vaccinated himself.
But is vaccinated, right.
Yeah.
So, all those people out there who are running the risk, who are rolling the dice on anti-mask, and anti-vaccination, and COVID is a hoax, are gambling at the fact that they will never get sick.
Yeah.
And all the politicians who they support are going along with this same rhetoric. And they are hoping that it is a hoax, or that the people stay alive long enough for them to get voted back into power and to keep their jobs. Because to me, the math says that COVID-19, not a hoax. Yeah. Vaccination will help. Masking and social distancing will help. Yeah. And if you don't do those things, you have a high risk of just dying.
Well, that's why 600,000 Americans are dead.
Right. What is the fucking point of Republicans, of these anti-masker politicians, to push this rhetoric just so that their supporters will die?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand why.
And that's
like, why do they want to push these ideals that, like,
will kill their supporters?
Yeah. Yeah. But remember, Donald Trump famously said, it's like, I love the uneducated people because they're easy to fucking manipulate. That's the thing. Right? I like full disclosure, I'm no, like, I follow American politics a bit. I'm still no Joe Biden fan at all. I think he was the lesser of two evils when it came to that election, but there's better choices than him, I think.
Yeah, but Joe Biden was marketable,
I guess. Fuck, I don't want to talk
That's
about
it. That's all it is.
Yeah. He was marketable because he was the vice president already. That's it.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, so it was like, I know that, like, you know, politics is not exactly our foray, our wheelhouse or anything like that, but it's
especially
just
American politics. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, they make it so easy.
I know.
But it doesn't add up. It doesn't, like, the math does not compute to me. They are running the gamble of, if we keep pushing this bullshit that could potentially get our supporters killed, then there's a slight chance that they're going to live long enough for us to become reelected.
And then they don't.
But if they don't, then we will literally lose supporters because they will be dropping dead.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, a lot of like, and this goes pretty much for any politician, is like, none of them have a long-term plan because they're only looking towards the next election. That's why a lot of highways and shit don't get fixed properly, because like they'll promise to patch them up, but they're not going to plan something like 5 or 6 years ahead, because what happens if they don't get elected? They're going to make the other guy look good. That's it. It's fucking, politics are stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Just the way it is. I hate politics. I thought of running for town council at one point, and then I'm like, nah, I don't want that fucking headache, because fuck it.
I thought of doing the same, but I was like, I like my broadcast career. Thank you.
Yeah, I like not having to go to meetings every week. I mean, I still have meetings, but it's like different kinds of meetings. But yeah. Anyways, let's talk about something more fun. That not fucking American politics.
Sure, but let's keep in the strain of crazy.
Yeah. Which crazy were you going to talk about?
So the two-parter. It happened during the heat wave that hit us 2 weeks ago, and it was on a Monday.
Okay.
So I had to call 911. And while I was on 911, something happened to me that has never happened to me before. And that was, I was on hold with 911.
Right. So yeah. I also have a story like that, but then we'll get into that later.
Okay.
So like what? Okay, first off, like why did you have to call 911? Like did you fall down like and couldn't get up?
No, I was fine. Okay. So in the middle of this heat wave, it was again it was just absolutely bad. Like the heat was just unbearable. Yeah. I was driving home. It was about 11 o'clock at night, Pacific Standard Time, and when the route I go from work to home when I'm driving bus is I have to leave an industrial site, go halfway through town, and then I turn up one side street, and then it takes me to where I live, which is on the edge of town.
Yeah.
And along that route, hold on a sec. Along that route, I pass a Value Village.
Okay.
And it's the main intake and distribution plant, basically, for Value Village. It's also the food bank for Value Village. Okay. Or not Value Village, Salvation Army.
Okay.
Sorry, not Value Village. When's the hell's Value Village ever done a food bank? So I'm driving past the Salvation Army, and there's this big fenced off area where people can drive in, drop off their stuff that they want to donate, as well as there's loading and unloading docks available for 18-wheelers. And like, I mean, fenced in as in like there is an 8-foot high fence with barbed wire strung across the top.
Yep.
Right. So anyway, Alicia's mother is one of the managers of this place.
Okay.
And I drive by there. It's 11 o'clock at night, and the whole place is closed off. And as I'm driving by, I see this woman in what looks like a summer dress sprinting in this closed off area from one end to the other. I'm like, the fuck? I pull over immediately and I'm watching, right? So imagine a large building, which is the Salvation Army plus food bank, and then a giant open lot. And then towards the other side of that lot, still within this barbed wire fenced area, is a quarantine area. Sorry. And this quarantine area has been set up because of COVID. So anyone who drops off a end table, right, drops it off at this quarantine area, a volunteer or an employee of Salvation Army then takes it, wipes it down. It sits for like 3 or 4 days. No one touches it, and then it can be processed inside the building.
Okay.
So this woman ran from the building to this quarantine area, 11 o'clock at night, a closed off area. So I pull over and I'm like, the fuck is going on? So I'm looking and I'm watching for this woman to come out of this quarantine area. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see a gentleman beside the building in this fenced off area with a large metal pipe. And he's just whapping away at one of the doors. Okay. So dial up 911. Now, this is where part 2 of the story kind of interjects. Dial up 911, and they said, fire, ambulance, or police. And I go, police. And I go, okay, hold on. And I hear, boop, boop.
Yeah.
And then elevator music starts playing. 30 seconds into this, it's, please don't hang up. We're trying to get to you as soon as possible. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fucking, did I call Macy's? What is this?
Yeah, fuck. I'm not on hold for fucking pizza here.
Yeah. For all you know, someone's holding me at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
chilling out, yep.
So I'm like, I've been on hold for like 2 minutes now, and this message just keeps repeating, like, please don't hang up. If you hang up, you will lose your place in order. We will get to you as soon as possible. Blah, 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 blah. So I fucking hang up. Fuck this. So I call the RCMP non-emergency line, and someone picks up on the first ring. Hi, RCMP. I go, hi, my name is JD, blah, blah, blah. Here's the situation. I'm looking for a police officer. I was just on hold for 2 minutes with 911. They went, oh, yeah. Hold on. We'll transfer you to dispatch. Click, 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 click. Hi, RCMP.
Oh,
like, oh, shit. So like, what? Okay, so here's the situation. So now I'm explaining what's happening in the first part of this story.
Yeah.
I said I'm parked outside the Salvation Army. It's in the fenced off area. It's off of 18th Avenue. No one should be in this area. It is fenced up, barbed wired, and I see 2 people in this quarantined fenced off area. One of them is running back and forth between the quarantine area and the building. The other one seems real either aggressive or like interested in the big bay doors on the side of the building. He's looking for something rigid and like something that he can get some leverage on. And the RCMP officer's like, we got people on the way right now. It's like, cool, right on, right? So I'm not even on the phone for like another 30 seconds, and then 4 squad cars show up immediately, right? They surround the building, and the one guy sees me. I identified, like, I told him what my vehicle was, and yeah, me. He goes, okay, cool. He gets out, and then he holds a flashlight, and he looks at the quarantine area, and he just starts barking. Just, hey, you, get out now. Don't make me send the dog, blah, blah. So the woman starts coming out of the quarantine area.
Yeah.
And then the gentleman, you hear a clatter, like he drops something, like something large and metal, comes out of the building area. And the guy goes, I'm allowed to be here. And the officer goes, really?
Then why the fuck are you trying to break the door down?
Yeah. He goes, the officer goes, get out now, both of you. And the guy goes, well, I can only get out where I came in. He goes, the officer says, where is that? He goes, I hopped the fence over there. And the officer's looking at me like, he's allowed to be in here?
I guess so, yeah. Wow.
So, they hop the fence, and then a different police officer grabs them and handcuffs them and throws them in the back of the car and starts questioning him and whatever. So the first officer that saw me starts like, okay, tell me the story. What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. So I tell him everything that's happening, everything I saw and everything that happened. And then I point out, like, see that metal pole over there and that one over there? Like he was swinging those and he was hitting that door. And you could see little impacts on the door over there. Right? The officer's like, yeah, okay, cool. So takes the entire statement and he goes, cool, thank you so much. Just hold on, officer. He goes, yeah, sure. I said, I was on hold with 911 for like 2 minutes. He goes, what? I said, I was elevator music, the whole deal.
Yeah.
What? Like, that's the first time that's ever fucking happened to me. What the hell's going on? He goes, oh, wait, you called 911 and you said Prince George RCMP, right? He goes, yeah. I said, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah. Okay, so here's the situation is that the 911 operators are short-staffed right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah, that happens. It's legit.
Yeah. So he goes, yeah, when that happens, like, you just kind of have to wait. I went, what about an emergency? He goes, well, how did you get a hold of us? I said, I hung up and called the non-emergency line, and they just threw me straight to you through dispatch. He went, huh. A lot of people wouldn't have thought of that. That's horrifying.
That is. So I have a story very, very similar to that. So last summer, like everybody was told to stay home. It's like, yeah, well, kind of fuck it. I was in my hometown bar, which is like a block and a half from where I live, with my cousin, a guy I graduated with, and his fiance at the time. We're sitting having some drinks, whatever. There's another table in there, and it was quiet. Like we were like, there's 2 tables in the bar, and there's the other table was very drunk, like very drunk. Like they were yelling at the waitress and starting to talk shit to us. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a big guy. My cousin's bigger than me, and my buddy that I went to high school with is bigger than both of us. Like we're not a trio of guys that you would probably want to fuck with. So we're hanging out in the bar, and yeah, whatever. These guys start chirping us, whatever. There was an old silver-haired guy and a young guy. The old guy starts pulling out a knife and starts playing with it on the table, and fucking my buddy says, "Just go fucking call the cops." Well, yeah, fuck, I don't give a fuck. It's like
so you see, pulls a knife and start like, is he playing fingers?
Well, he was like, yeah, he was kind of looking at it menacingly, and he's like, he's gonna fucking do something with it, whatever. Like, yeah, so I go to the back room of the bar, because I mean I know the waitress, you know, just like, hey, Emily, I'm gonna go into the back here and just use the phone quick. And I told her what I was doing. She's like, I'm gonna go call the cops. She's like, oh good.
Good.
But she's Chinese, so she doesn't speak English very well. Okay. But like I've been going into that bar long enough that like we can understand each other now. So I'm like, Emily, I'm going to the back to call the cops. Oh good. Very good, very good. Yeah. I'm like, okay. Get on the phone, call 911. Same deal as you. I'm like, I asked, it's like Waka RCMP. They're like, 1 second, please. It's fucking like, I'm waiting. It's like, it was 2 minutes. Like, yeah, 911, what's your emergency? And I tell them whatever, you know. Like, yeah, well, they're busy tonight. We'll get a car down there right away. Like, okay, whatever. Cool.
They're busy tonight.
Yeah.
Call later.
Yeah. Fuck, that's typical though. So go back, sit down. These guys, like, we're watching them pretty close. You know, like if something was gonna happen, I mean, there's 3 of us and there's 2 of them, and they were both little. So I mean, yeah. But the one guy had a knife. I would have just went and grabbed a pool cue or something. But anyways, they go up and they get some off sale, and these dudes, like, they could barely walk. Like, they were pissed.
Oh.
They were like guys working road construction down the road from us. So they get in their truck, and I go out onto the patio and get a good look at their vehicle, or one of us did anyways. Yeah. And yeah, the cops show up about 25 minutes later. In the meantime, I had called the RCMP again after they had left to be like, okay, these guys just left. This is a description of their vehicle, whatever.
Right.
So we, the cops come in, and we're fucking sitting talking to them. They're like, yeah, you know, like it was 25 minutes later. So it's like, just, see, the thing is, where I live in a town of like 700 people. We don't have cops here. We have a detachment in the next town over. So like you never see the cops in town here. So like when shit like that happens, it's like you're waiting. No matter, like, we don't even have ambulance in town anymore. So if something bad happens, it's like waiting.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. Jesus.
But yeah. Waiting on hold for 911. Not cool though. Waiting for an officer sometimes fine, whatever. But waiting on 911, nah, not cool. Not cool.
No, not cool at all.
I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Let's talk about something different, because
I have one
sorry.
more.
Sorry,
I have one more. I have one more police story.
Okay.
And this actually happened 2 weekends ago, and this is something that I've been holding on to for quite some time. So
2 weeks,
like
apparently.
I said, yeah. So first of all, acknowledge that Beav Mosh is in the chat right now, and apparently Trump was a Democrat.
Trump was originally a Democrat, yes, but Trump was a Republican president.
Yeah,
because he was friends with the Clintons back in the 90s.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, as I stated before, I work for 2 different radio stations.
Yes.
More often than not, you will hear me on the classic rock station as opposed to the top 40 station. But because I work for both radio stations, I have access to the resources and websites and everything in the back end for both radio stations.
Yep.
I come into work on Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago, and the new weekend guy over on the top 40 station says, do you have access to this station's text line? I went, yeah, why? He goes, did you see what's been going on this morning? I went, no, but I have a feeling I should look now. Yeah. He goes, yeah, be warned. There's some pretty graphic photos. I went, what the fuck is going on?
Oh.
And he goes, I don't know. All I know is that apparently we've been getting nonstop text messages since 5:15 this morning. I went, okay. So I go to my designated radio station for the day, which is the classic rock station.
Yeah.
And I bring up the text feed for the top 40 station. And sure as shit, since 4:45 or whatever, 5 o'clock for argument's sake, that morning, text messages and screenshots and photos and nonsensical messages and bank statements and passwords and just everything started coming from this weird phone number that's never contacted us before.
Was it was it like a local phone number? Like, was it the right area code, or was it like something like offshore?
So this woman who lives in Dawson Creek.
Mm-hmm.
I just started going off the handle at 5 a.m. and going off about that there's this giant story and we should send cameras out to her place in Dawson Creek, and Gary Russell, an employee from a competing different station, is in trouble, and then just go weirder and weirder and weirder, and then sharing photos of herself. And this is a elderly woman, Caucasian, who is missing toes on both feet.
You gotta be a special kind of stupid to lose toes on both feet. I'm just saying.
Or a very unhealthy person who suffers from diabetes.
Yeah, that would do it too.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
So now we're piecing this all together. But like when the other weekend guy started saying like there's graphic photos, yeah, I found them. There was photos of her bowel movements. There was photos of her genitalia. There was photos like just
wow.
like why is this fucking happening, right?
As JD's saving him into his own personal files.
God, no. So then there's screenshots of what it looks like to be her bank account, and then her saved passwords, and then money transfers and credit card statements. And then it gets weirder and weirder. There's screenshots of conversations between her and what I figured was her son, as well as her and her husband, and then front and back photos of her ID and her credit cards and her bank cards. Like, shit just kept coming, right? So finally, like, start piecing it all together, and when her ID showed up, like, okay, this is a current BC ID.
Yeah.
This is her address. All right, she's in Dawson Creek. Get on the phone to 911, right? And I go, fortunately, this time I was not on hold.
Yep.
And I go, I need to talk to someone, RCMP dispatch in Dawson Creek, and this is why. And she goes, oh, that's weird. Okay, click. And transfer me over to Dawson
weird.
Creek.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So transfer me over to Dawson Creek, and I'm telling this dispatch in Dawson Creek, like, this is the situation, this is what's going on, this is the information I have, this is the woman's name, this is her phone number, this is what looks like her address, and she's still sending photos, and like I'm seeing bank statements, and I'm seeing passwords, and I'm seeing and she goes, what are you seeing? I said, I'm seeing bowel movements. She goes, I beg your pardon? And this is the operator. This is 911 operator. Yeah. She goes, what do you mean? I said, she takes photos of her bowel movement pre-flush. She goes, "Oh, that's fucked up."
Hey man, some people are into that. Just remember.
Yeah. So anyway, text messages continue. It's now 11 o'clock in the morning. Text messages just nonstop, screenshots and everything fucking crazy.
How do you have that much? How do you have that much content to send for 6 hours?
I don't know.
Like Jesus.
But now things are starting to, like, the gap is starting to become closer and closer and closer. She sends photos of some gentleman and the Jeep that this gentleman is driving, and then it looks like she's in a pharmacy, and she sends a photo of the pharmacist, and then she sent a photo of the prescription that she just purchased with the time and the date. And I'm like, okay, wow. 911, this is where she is. So while I'm on the phone with 911, I'm like looking up the prescription for what it is that she is just purchased, and it is most commonly used for schizophrenia.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured that this is where it was going. Either some sort of psychotic break or schizophrenia or something, which is not, it's not a joking matter, but just some of the shit that these people do when they're having a break can be either really funny or really scary.
Oh yeah, big time. So finally, it was about 12:15. So this woman's been at it for a good solid hours, right? Text messages stop. Finally, right?
Yeah.
A couple hours later, my shift is over. I'm sitting here just at home on the couch, just relaxing, and the phone rings, and it's RCMP. I went, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
Yep.
So I'm talking to this RCMP officer in Dawson Creek, and I go, "Hi." He goes, "Yeah, are you the radio guy?" I went, "Yeah, that's me." He goes, "Okay." So we tracked down the woman, and the information you provided us with the vehicle and the gentleman and the most recent location was really helpful. We did track her down. Here's the situation. This woman had a psychological break. I went, yeah, let me guess, schizophrenia. He goes, yeah, how did you know that? I said, yeah, one of the screenshots, whatever. Anyway, so what's going on? He goes, well, apparently this woman has a new care aid nurse and did not know that she was not allowed to have her phone. Yeah,
that would do it.
I said, okay, so that explains a lot. He goes, yeah, we don't know what type of damage has been done, but we have contacted her family, and they're going to try to deal with it as best as possible. This never went public, right? Like, you weren't talking about this already. Well, God, no, that would make for horrible content. He goes, okay, good.
I mean, it's content now, but I mean,
yeah, I'm not like sharing her name or anything like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So anyway, it just, the officer goes like, so I heard from dispatch that there was some pretty disturbing photos that were sent. I said, yeah, I like your dispatch. He goes, yeah, Brandy's kind of cool.
Shit. That's awesome. I mean, that's a fucked up story, but that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
so yeah, there you go. That's my dealings with the police.
We shouldn't make fun of people with mental illness, but I mean, again,
how can you not?
But yeah, like some people like that when they do shit like that, that's just great.
You set up the tee, you put the ball on top, right there, you give a kid a bat, and you go swing.
Yeah. It's setting up. Completely other way now. So
yeah, please.
Yeah,
I got my venting out. Yeah. I'm good for like another couple of weeks.
enough cop talk.
Yes.
So how many streaming services do you have, and are you gonna have to pay for another one?
Oh shit. Okay.
Just quick, like 3.
Okay,
4.
yeah. Amazon, Disney Plus, and Netflix. Strictly content streaming services. Those are the 3.
Okay. So Netflix is getting into games now.
I heard that.
Streaming games. I don't know if it's streaming or if it's going to be something like Xbox Game Pass.
But Xbox Game Pass, like they promote their own stuff mostly.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
But they also have a partnership with EA because you can play EA games on Xbox Game Pass.
This is true.
Because I was playing like Madden and Jedi Fallen Order the other day on Game Pass because I pay for Game Pass because why not? So supposedly this Xbox or this Netflix gaming is going to be included with your Netflix subscription, probably if you have that certain or at a certain tier of it. I don't know. Like what like how many other services does a person need for fucking streaming content or, you know, like content like that? Like it like I feel oversaturated right now. Like, you know, because you have, you know, Amazon, you have Netflix, you have Xbox Game Pass, you have Epic Games with the free games. You know, like it's like do you like I can only have so many things running on my computer at one time, right? And you can only play one game at a time. So like do you really need 35 options to play a game? You know what I mean? Like especially when there's going to be a lot of the same games on all of these platforms.
Yeah, like is Stadia even still a thing?
It still is. And I played Stadia and it sucked.
Yeah.
So
well, that kind of answers my own question there. So
last summer, a buddy of mine works for Google and he's like, "Hey, I got these free, you know, Stadia premium passes." He gave them to me and a couple buddies. I'm like, "Fuck, I'll try that. Why not?" That's you know,
free
that's
content. Sure.
Yeah, I was like staying at home anyways. So the deal with Stadia is that like you pay for your Stadia controller, but you still have to buy the fucking game for it. It's not just free games. But anyways, I tried playing, like I played Destiny 2 quite a bit, that last summer I did anyways. I'm like, I'm going to try Destiny 2 on Stadia. I'm like thinking that I'm just going to walk in there and destroy everybody. No, it fucking sucks so bad. It lagged like it was like hundreds of milliseconds. Like it was bad. So my point is that, you know what? Yeah, fine. I pay for Netflix and have for the last 10 or 12 years, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Like, unless they do something really like groundbreaking or add a bunch of games that you can't get anywhere else, is it worth it? I don't know. I did read something today that it might be partnered with Sony, so it might be a PlayStation exclusive thing. So maybe it's just going to be like for like on a PlayStation 4 or 5 or whatever, and it's going to be exclusive to that. But I don't know, man.
So when it comes to streaming services, like we're kind of crossing the streams here.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a vague thing. The only reason I said streaming service because it's offered from Netflix.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I get what you mean. Now the three that I have, which is Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, and Disney Plus, each one of them have their own benefits. Amazon Prime, in my opinion, having the most benefits because
absolutely,
an Amazon Prime account gives me bonuses and delivery options and discounts on Amazon.ca. It also is connected to a lot of games, Rockstar games, as well as other games. It's also, connected with Twitch, and then adding on top of that, like it has a music service, and it also has the Amazon Prime Video. So there's a lot of bang for your buck there.
There is, yeah.
And then Netflix has really grown over the years. It used to be like a few choice movies and TV shows, and then a whole bunch of B-roll. But now, like
there's
they've
lots
really come
of
into
exclusive stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And Disney Plus is now the home of like a lot of retro stuff, a lot of throwbacks, and they included now Stars package, which has like I didn't think I was going to be able to watch the entire run of MASH, the TV show, but now I can.
Love that show.
Yeah, now I can with Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So, and then you get into the other side of it where you have the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, which recently they announced that now it's no longer just if you have something that is compatible with Xbox Game Pass, as well as the Xbox, as well as the PC. Now they've extended it to the point where you open up a browser on a fucking Mac, you can play exactly, right? Yeah. Like there's a lot of growth there. So the only thing that would make sense, because Sony is behind the 8 ball on this one, is if What?
Sony was one of the first game streaming platforms with PlayStation Now.
Yes.
PlayStation Now sucked dicks, though.
Yeah, and that's the issue.
Because you actually streamed the game. You didn't play it like, so with Xbox and whatever, you download the content to your machine and you play it off of your machine. You're not playing it off a server, right?
No.
So, yeah, I mean, but I do get what you're saying. PlayStation is behind. So if they partner with Netflix for this, this is all speculation at this point.
Yeah.
But if it is partnered like Netflix and PlayStation and Sony, I think that's a good match for them.
Yeah. Yeah. It is two pieces of the same puzzle.
Yeah. 100%.
Right. It would be a strong partnership, much like what's going on now with Ultimate Game Pass, Xbox, and EA.
I still hate EA. They're terrible people, but
they are terrible people. But god damn, they put together a good football game.
That's about it anymore. Well, and Fallen Order was good, but
Fallen Order, yes.
EA, they're just not good people. They don't finish games. They don't finish games.
Well, a lot of companies got hit with like a giant slap of reality within the past 16 months. But regardless, PlayStation now, a great green game streaming service, but two issues. One, they came out of the gate very weak, and there was no fanfare. There was no nothing. It was just kind of like, oh, there's this thing that it's over there if you want to try it. Yeah. And then on top of that, like they had no A-run AAA games. It was a bunch of
it was all like PlayStation 3 games. So like I tried playing Red Dead Redemption, like the PS3 one on there.
Yeah.
And it was bad. And it was $10 a month. Like it was a weird price point. It just
But for someone like me who never owned a PlayStation 3, like that service at that time was useless because I wasn't nostalgic for anything because I didn't play it.
Well, this is like you're playing PS3 games on a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah. So when it came to PlayStation Now and the Xbox Game Pass, it was the trope of anything you can do, I can do better, where Xbox went da 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 da, and they came out hard and they came out strong and they just knocked it out of the park. And they already had something like that was on the testing grounds with Rare Replay when they bought the entire Rare library.
Yeah.
They like, here's this entire package, check it out.
Yeah.
Right. And that was basically like the starting point for the Ultimate Game Pass, at least in my opinion. Now they're still knocking them out of the park right now with everything that's going on. So PlayStation, they had PlayStation Now, but again, it was no fanfare, there was no nothing. It was literally an icon that showed up on my PlayStation 4. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then it was nothing to it.
Yeah. So I look at it this way. Like in a way, these game streaming services are smart. Because instead of, somebody buying the game for $60, they're going to get you to pay them $10 or $12 a month perpetually.
Yeah.
So they have a constant stream of money coming in. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, from a business standpoint. But
now, on the other side of it, when you look at the results for games that showed up on Xbox Game Pass, or even free games in general, now the best couple of examples are some indie games that showed up on Xbox Game Pass, and people ask them like, why did you agree to this? Like, why didn't you put your game out to the market? Why add it to Xbox Game Pass and just throw it out there? And it turns out, according to analytics and sales, throwing something like an independent game onto Xbox Game Pass actually gave them way more exposure, and ultimately they exceeded their sales. And so it was a great decision for them. And then the other side of it, you look at games like Rocket League. Never mind Fortnite. Fuck Fortnite. Rocket League.
Yeah.
Rocket League came out free at one point in time on PlayStation. Now they went to free to play with microtransactions for accessories or whatever. It was not pay to play. But they got the exposure out there by going like, it's like the old trope of like the drug dealer who's like, I'll give you a sample.
Yeah, the first one's free. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So again, like taking the risk, the gamble of like just throwing it out there and hitting as many people as possible and then letting it grow in popularity, almost like guerrilla advertising, seems to be the best option. And then that is like how Xbox Game Pass had helped itself as well as it helped a lot of games just break through.
Yeah. No, it's good and it's not. Like I have Game Pass and I've been playing games on it, like the new Flight Simulator, and I play Tetris Effect on it, and I play I bought Sea of Thieves, but I mean it's on there, but whatever. But there's something else that got announced yesterday that we talked about a little bit over text. That the new Steam Deck that got announced. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a handheld gaming PC specifically, well, it's built on Linux, that's specifically built so you can play all of your Steam games on it. To me, is fucking awesome. If it's going to hold up the way that it's supposed to.
That's the caveat, right?
The hardware that I've read that they're putting into it, it's an AMD processor that's supposedly able to run like AAA titles. So to me, that's saying that they're putting their money where their mouth is with this. The problem is, okay, full disclosure, I put a pre-order in for it today.
Wow, really?
Well, I didn't. Okay, it's like a $5 pre-order. Okay. It's that your name gets put on a queue and whatever. Okay. Because it's the price ranges from like $500 to $800, and there's 3 different tiers. I went for the middle tier because I don't need the full one. Anyways, the problem is that Valve has a very shitty track record with hardware. They had the Steam controller, which failed horribly.
Did it?
Yes. Oh yeah, it was fucking terrible. A friend of mine had one, and it was garbage. They had their proprietary VR headset sucked. Their
proprietary.
The Valve Index.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I own an HTC Vive, but
no, they're proprietary, the Valve Index. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the Steam machine, which is supposed to be just like a custom gaming computer. Yeah. So that's the problem, is that they don't have a good track record of building hardware that works. So I'm a little leery about this. It looks good. It looks like a fucking Nintendo Switch fucked a PlayStation 4 console. Because that's how big it is.
Yeah.
Right? Like
it's beefy
big.
too. It's like 3 times the weight too.
It's like a foot wide.
Yeah.
But it has track pads on it, and it's got there's like 4 buttons. Like there's a button for each finger on the back. So
which is clever, because
it is, because that's how
you're holding a controller, nothing's going on back here.
Not on a controller like that, but on like the pro versions of like the Xbox and PlayStation controllers there is. So I'm torn. I put my pre-order in. It was $5 to put the pre-order in, so I don't give a shit. I mean, if I lose $5, I've spent it on way stupider things than that. We'll see, I guess. People are saying it's like the Nintendo Switch killer, but it has the potential to be, because the thing is, it's a full-on PC in a handheld format that you can run emulators on. So if you want to play every game behind you on your, every game, they're saying up to Nintendo GameCube, you can play it on this hardware.
Well, that's a giant punch to the dick to Nintendo.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's going to be interesting when it actually comes out. If it comes out, I mean, shit gets canceled sometimes, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen, because we talked about this before. You and I did yesterday anyways. I play mobile games. I take a PlayStation Vita with me to work. On my breaks, I'll sit and I'll play it. I've had pretty much every handheld console, pretty much. I mean, there's a bunch that I'm missing, but I had I didn't have an original Game Boy, but I had like a Nintendo DS. I had a Sega Game Gear. I had the original PlayStation Vita. Like I had a bunch of these things, and I used them quite a bit. So this really interests me. The only detraction might be the absolute size of it. To actually like take it with me someplace.
But see, okay. Full disclosure, I got 3 different thoughts all running at the same time here. So full disclosure, I have never ever owned a portable gaming unit ever. Yeah. And it's not by choice. It's just I wasn't lucky enough, nor did I have the interest, I guess, as a child to ever own a portable gaming unit. I've had my like wide selection of game consoles. So like to me, it's just I feel like I'm not missing anything. But when explained in detail, like, no, this is a portable PC that is meant for gaming. You can literally play, like they're boasting the fact that you can play any game on Steam on this. Like, okay, now you have my interest.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And now saying that, like, I'm expecting something beefy. I'm expecting something that is it's handheld by definition only.
Yeah. And they are building a dock for it too.
Yes.
So you can plug it in. So like I'm thinking like I would use it like if I want to go and play like say Rocket League at a buddy's place, but you want to play on 2 separate accounts. Be like, oh, I'll just bring my fucking Stream Deck over, pop it in, or just sit in the fucking same room, like and shit like that. Like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, there's a dock too. The official dock props up your Steam Deck while connecting to external displays, wired networking, USB peripherals, and power. You can also use a powered USB-C hub if you've got one lying around. The official dock will be sold separately. More information coming soon. Yeah. The Steam Decks are expected to be delivered to buyers the second quarter of 2022. And so we're looking at a year and a half.
So, no. Less than a year.
Oh, sorry. No, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Thinking
but
still
the Pro version is going to be out third quarter of 2022. I think that page says.
Nope. Still says Q2.
Does it? Oh, the low end one is coming out earlier then.
But they might have changed it since last you looked at it, but they all say Q2.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna watch this closely and see what comes out because there's gonna be people that get review models and whatever, and I will watch the shit out of that and and then make the choice if I would drop the $500 or $600, whatever it's gonna be on it.
I might actually throw a deposit down as well. Honestly, I like thinking about it and talking to you about it.
I think if it's something that you could go and game with, and play all of your games on Steam.
Yeah.
On this machine that you can take with you. I mean, let's be honest. I have fucking 400 Steam games. I play about 6 of them.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the long and short of it. Like I have all these games, but I never play them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is that trade-off with it too. It's like, yeah, I have 500 games that I could put in my pocket, but am I going to play them? Or am I going to just fall back on the same 4 games that I always play? There is that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. It's interesting. Yeah. It might be my first handheld. It might be.
Yeah. It's fair. What you listen to this week, bud?
So a throwback and something new. And I wanted to throw a third one in there just for fun, but we'll get to that. First of all, Sex Type Thing by the Stone Temple Pilots.
I have a love-hate relationship with Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay.
I love some of their stuff and I hate some of their stuff. And to me, Sex Type Thing is one of the things that falls on the hate side. It's
really?
I heard it so much growing up, like in high school, because it was on like one of the Big Shiny Tunes albums.
Yes.
And and everybody had that fucking CD. So every time you got in somebody's car, oh, let's listen to this. Oh, look at this. Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of it. Anyways, You can.
It wasn't Big Shiny Tunes 2, nor was it Big Shiny Tunes 3. I know that much.
I think it was 4.
It sounds but maybe Now I remember that song because it was a part of the Gran Turismo 2 soundtrack.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
it was a good game.
Great game.
What little I played of it, but
yeah, and Gran Turismo has really got me hooked on racing simulators.
Yeah,
Need for Speed was got me interested, and then Need for Speed just fucking fell off.
Yeah.
But that's my own opinion. And
I remember the first Gran Turismo, wasn't that like 2 discs or something?
Yeah. It needed to be. You had to load the library, and then you had to bring in the game.
Yeah.
The other song. Go ahead.
Oh, we're doing it this way. Okay, fine.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're right. Back and forth.
Yeah. So I'm finally taking Tyler's suggestion and giving this band a shot that I haven't really. I mean, here and there, I'll give it a shot. And it's not even a band. It's an artist. The dude's named Plini, Plini. He's an Australian. He's an Australian guitarist that puts out. I'm calling it jazz metal. Metal jazz sounds better. It's really like ambient but some of it's really heavy and like really interesting guitar riffs and stuff. So I've been listening to like all of his stuff, and there's I think he's got 4 or 5 albums, and it's great. I'm starting to really dig it. It's like I would listen to it before, and it was like whatever. But now it's pretty good. So that's my first for this week. So again, I'll add it to the playlist. So the song that I'll go with, like Electric Sunrise. I think I sent that to you.
Yes. Well, you sent me the
just the one, I think.
Yeah, and I'll be honest. I was when he wrote it, I was like, "Did he have a stroke?"
I know. It's like, what the fuck is this guy saying?
Yeah. Second song for me, Ruthless, Non-Point. I heard that on Sirius XM channel 34, and instantly fell in love with it.
On Lithium?
Or what? Sorry, 41.
On fucking Turbo?
Well, okay. We're going to get into the fucking this again.
Were you listening to it on Octane?
Ah, yes, 35.
Is it new?
Yes.
That's 37.
37?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to fucking print out the goddamn Sirius XM map here at this point in time. Because, you're right. Lithium is 34.
Yes. Turbo is 41. And that used to be the punk station. And I'm still pissed that they got rid of the punk station because I listened to that a lot, actually.
Yes.
It was Faction. But.
Faction, that's right. Yes.
And so Octane's 37.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, I heard that song and it's just like, I'm adding this immediately. So I downloaded it immediately onto my phone. Loved it so much. It's got a nice, angry, motivational sound to it. And I you know what? I honestly, like, Non-Point made me a believer within the past couple of years.
So, like, I remember, they got a bunch of good tracks. I'm just looking at their stuff on Spotify right now. Their cover of "In the Air Tonight" was pretty fucking awesome.
That's where they won me over.
Yeah, that's the first song I heard by them on Octane about 13 years ago. Yeah. A Bullet with a Name, Alive and Kicking, What a Day. No, those solid tracks, man. Like I do like that band. That's and what was the new one though? That you were just
Ruthless.
Ruthless, right?
Ruthless, yes.
Ruthless by Non-Point.
I brought up the map just because. So just recognizing everything that's going on here on my Sirius XM presets, I have Lithium.
Yep.
And I have Octane and Aussie, Liquid Metal, and Turbo. I do not listen to XMU. I do not listen to Alt Nation, nor do I listen to Hair Nation.
So my stations right now, Lithium, the 90s on 9, the 80s on 8.
I have that one too, but I was just talking about metal.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I have Sirius XM Chill. I have Turbo. And the last one is Yacht Rock Radio.
Yacht Rock Radio. It's like Jimmy Buffett or what?
No, it's better than that. It's like 70s and 80s. Okay, you know, like like Kenny Loggins on the GTA station.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Okay,
it's dude, it's awesome. I fucking love it. I listen to it all the time.
Where is Yacht Rock Radio?
70. Yeah.
I have to go into a different page.
Oh, dude,
I have to check that out now.
You got to check it out. I love it. It's just like when I'm driving to work, you know, it like coming home from work in the evening. It's like and just bopping along and listen to some fucking like Kenny Loggins, like and just light soft rock from fucking the 70s and 80s. It's great. It's great. So my second band that I'm surprised I haven't brought up already was Intervals. Which is they actually did a collaboration with Pliny before. They called it Plintervals. Tyler went and saw him. It was actually pretty interesting. It's the same vein as Pliny. It's progressive metal.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't pick a song just specifically. I mean, like the song that got me into Intervals was Epiphany, which is like a 6.5 minute fucking like instrumental metal jam, which I think I'll add to the playlist because it's awesome. But no, it's really good, really good. I do have one more, but you have one more to add too.
Well, now that's okay. I can add one more too, and it's a throwback. Now on my Spotify list, again, like if you want to hear any of the songs that we reference in this segment of the Lost Signals podcast, it is available at Lost Signals Podcast on Spotify. Just search for Lost Signals Podcast, and the list is there. Yeah, I created my own list a little while ago of forgotten favorites, and it was something I wanted to add, and it was off of the Cool World soundtrack. It is Ministry, NWO, and it's one of those songs where I have no idea what you're talking about. As soon as it plays, within the first 5 seconds, you go, "Oh yeah, that was a fucked up movie."
Yeah.
Kim Basinger as a freaking cartoon.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
You know, and Devin Townsend, the Devin Townsend Project. Do you ever hear of Strapping Young Lad?
Yes.
Okay, so Devin Townsend is a fucking psychopath, but he's the lead singer of Strapping Young Lad.
Okay.
Like, he's the dude that had a skullet. He's bald, but had fucking long hair. Like, he's bald like me, but he had a fucking, like, he had a mullet.
Okay.
He did a bunch of acoustic stuff, and the dude's an accomplished guitar player, and fucking it just kills it. And there's a YouTube track of his that is just fucking fantastic. Like, he sings great and he plays guitar great. I think it's called In Awe, like not in awe, but in ah.
In ah.
Yeah. So I'll add that.
Okay.
Sorry. I saw this before we went online. Do you remember the rapper Biz Markie?
Yes.
Just a Friend?
Yes.
He died.
Like
today.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I was on Twitter
way.
before we came on. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that he died like 2 weeks ago, but he didn't. But now apparently he did die. Then TMZ was reporting it today. So rest in peace. You guess you're still just a friend.
Biz Markie, who influenced his music with so much fun and humor that he became known as the Clown Prince of Hip Hop, has died, according to his manager, who confirmed with CNN he was 57 years old.
Yeah.
This was
like
hosted.
2 hours ago, if that.
Well, damn it.
Yeah. I mean, his music will live on and whatever, but still kind of shitty. So.
Still, like 57 years old. I mean.
Yeah, pretty young.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Well, shit.
Way to end the podcast on a shit note, eh?
Yeah. Strong finish.
Strong.
Finish strong.
Yeah, we up, down, just straight down. Yeah, that's about my life, right? Anyways, this has been episode 16 of Lost Signals. My name is Daryl.
I'm JD.
Have a good one, man. We will see you out there.
Take care.